Welcome to my channel, Gray Cloud Gaming. Today I've got a Lorwyn Eclipsed bundle. Love the art on this box, all the shapeshifters in the background. Got a bunch of foiled full art lands that we're going to look at, spin down, a kin binding, an alt art, and 9 basics with this cool box with this art. Can't wait to see what we can get here. Let's crack this open. Ooh, we got that little shapeshifter. All right. Let's see. There's a little ooh, Auntie Ool art. Love that art so much. Look at her. And it tells us what kind of things are out there. Very cool. Let's get this out of here. All right, so we got ourselves the box. Let's take a look at the dice first. Ooh, it's all sparkly. Kind of see-through in a way, but love the art design for those numbers. Man, very cool. Awesome. And let's take a look. Let's get the lands and stuff out of the way, and then we'll get right into those packs. We got 9 play boosters, and let's take a look at the non-foliage first here. Got ourselves the Windmill Plains. Love that. The island. And the swamp. The first time I'm looking at this swamp. Got a mountain, a forest, and we got 2 plains, 2 islands, 2 swamps, and forest. All right. So I know that there are some other kinds of lands out there that have like a dark version of the full arts. So don't know if those are going to be in the foil side or not, but maybe. We got the kin binding here. So for the 3 whites enchantment, creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat of your turn, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. So you're always going to get at least +X/+X during combat on your turn. But I'm going to throw this in my Heir Apparent deck. Love the foliage. This seems great. All the rabbits coming in, all the power. Could end games. And we got ourselves the foiled windmill here. Foiled island, swamp, love that. The mountain, forest, and 2 of the regular basics. I don't know why they didn't just include the other arts here, but love these 2. Not too bad. All right, let's go into the packs. Got all these out of the way. Here we go. Perfect. All right. Nice and cleaned up. Let's get to it. I'm hoping to see a couple of different cards here. Haven't seen a grub yet. A grub would be awesome. This character right here. And then I know the elf would be pretty cool. Oko. Haven't seen Oko yet. I don't know. Bunch of cool cards. We are going to see what we can get. Also, Shocklands. If I can see a Blood Crypt or a full art shock would be so cool with dual size. We got the Informant here, Berserker, Embrace, Cleansing. I like to talk about the commons sometimes, but I'll do that in my daily videos if you like. Check out the channel for those. Got the +3/+3. If that creature enters the battlefield under control, draw a card as well. Not too bad. Got the Imbuer, Kithkin, Torchmaster, Great and Auntie Ool, the Sprite. And we got Harmonized Crescendo for 4 blue. It's instant speed convoke cards. So you can tap your creatures to help pay for the cost, including the colors. And then choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. A great way to draw cards. We got Barbed Bloodletter, gives a creature Wither until end of turn. We got a Forest and a Goblin token. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see what we got here next. Got the Treasure token. Peddler. Celebrant, Giant Forest Druid, the Mauler, Heirloom Auntie, Sky Swimmer, Wicker Maw, Glister Bear, love the art, a little oof wearing a raccoon costume, 2 hybrid blue-green, it's got Vivid, and a 1/4. At beginning of combat of your turn, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of colors on permanents you control. So it'll always be at least 2, since this oof is 2 colors. But if you got more than that, could grow your creatures every combat. Seems fine. And we got Grave Shifter a changeling, all creature types kind of creature here. And when this enters, turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand for 4. Not too bad, not too bad. Got Puka's Eye here, Boulder Dash, and Ashling's Command. One of the commands, it's a elemental card for 3 blue-red, instant speed, choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of target elemental you control. Target player draws 2 cards. Ashling's Command deals 2 damage to each creature target player controls, or target player creates 2 treasure tokens. And they're untapped too. Might be one of the best out of this cycle of cards. Not too bad. Got the Luminosk foiled and a Plains with Kithkin art. Alright, let's take a look at the next one here. But love this Lorwyn Plain and set. Man, these cards are just packs are breaking apart. Love the designs that they have on these. We got the Peddler, Celebrant, the Druid, the Mauler. I feel like we've seen these before. Glimmermite. When it enters a tap or untap target creature, it's got Flash. Gonna put this in my untapped deck. Seems fun in there. Extractor, Wickermaw, Adherence. The trample gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and each creature card in your graveyard for 4. Wow, this is a big old elf. I haven't seen this guy. Definitely put in your elf stacks. Ryan Speaker, Giant Fall. Oh, we got Catharsis and a Spine Rock Tyrant foil. 2 mythic pack. Man, this is wild. So this elemental guy, we'll look at him first. Sorry, I jumped like that. 4 red, white. Creature elemental incarnation. He's a 3/4. So if you pay the full cost, he'll come in, but you can evoke him from your hand. So for red, white hybrid, you may cast the spell for its evoke cost. If you do, sacrifice when it enters. So you could choose white, or red. I would choose one of those two when it enters. If white was spent to cast it, create 2 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature tokens. And when this creature enters, if red was spent to cast it, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. So if you do all 6 and you have white and red in that cost, you get both of the abilities and keep the creature. Otherwise, you would put this creature on the battlefield, get the ability for the mana you pay, and then it sacrifices the creature. But very sweet to see Catharsis and Spine Rock Tyrant foiled. 3 red creature dragon. He's a 6/6 flying wither. So he deals damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counters. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with a single target, you may copy it. If you do, those spells gain wither. You may choose new targets for the copy. So if you lightning bolt something, 3 damage, it would deal damage in the form of counters instead. Very sweet to see these 2 mythics. Happy to get this guy. And we got ourselves a mountain and an elf token. Wow, definitely are starting off pretty strong here. Let's get a little sleeve for this guy. Always got to have your penny sleeves on the side here. Always good to sleeve up your cards, especially right out the pack. And I'll just put one on the Spine Rock here so he doesn't get any scratchage. Next to the Catharsis. All right. See, you only need the one sleeve. Catharsis' front side is protected by that sleeve. And we got ourselves an elf here. And the Mystic, Bolter, Embrace, Tweeze, the Blackthorn, Guide, Feisty Spikeling inversion. We got Morkant's Loyalist in the alt frame. 1 black-green, he's Elf Warrior 3/2. Other elves you control get +1/+1, so he's a lord. And when this creature dies, return another target elf card from your graveyard to your hand, so it can help get your elves back. Seems fun. Eclipse Bogart. All these Eclipse series are pretty cool. When they enter, they're hybrid 3 colors, so red, black. When this one enters, look at the top 4. You can reveal a goblin card, a swamp, or a mountain card from among them. Put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. One for each of the cycle. And we got the Eclipse Marrow for the white-blue for Merfolk, Plains, or Islands. Same thing. Seems pretty cool. And we got a Mirror Form Mythic. I got a couple of these, 2 of them in one pre-release kit. It was kind of wild. Kind of crazy to see another one here. For 4 blue, is instant speed. Each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent. So you could do some crazy stuff with that. I'll leave that to your devices. And we got ourselves the Swamp. And let me just grab this here. So we've got the Swamp from the main that we opened. and this nighttime swamp here. They're definitely two different versions. But happy to see a swamp. Haven't seen that version at all before. So very cool. All right. We're about halfway done now. Got 5 packs remaining, but thanks for watching, liking, and subscribe down below if you like the video. We got the No Bad, Assert Protection, deal some damage for 2, Curiosity, very good card for Auntie Wolf, Bogart, Run Away Together, love the art on this, the design is just super great. Choose 2 creatures, target creatures controlled by different players, return those creatures to their owner's hands. So if you're playing Commander, you can choose 2 of your opponent's creatures and they run away together, they go to their opponent's hands. You could choose your own if you're in 1v1s, but not a bad card, and love the art there. Solitude, got the Zealot, Huffle Harlier, a Giant, a Kithkin Keeper with Vivid, so it cares about how many colors you got out. Eclipsed Realms, it's a great land. Enters choose one of those creature types. You can add a mana of any color to cast a spell of the chosen type. So it could be a that kind of card too. And we got Kin Binding again, same as the main face card. And a Scuzzback Scrounger for 1 and a red. Goblin Warrior, it's a 3/2. Beginning of your first main phase, you may Blight 1. If you do, create a treasure token. To Blight, you put a -1/-1 counter on a creature. But very sweet. And we got Noggle Robber. Enters or dies, makes a treasure. And the main planes here with a Goblin. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. Not too bad. Got the Elf here. Got the Unexpected Assistance, Dawn Guard, Informant, Berserker, Embrace, the Cleansing, the Percher, one of the Changelings, the Cross Tosser, the Guide. Attacks if you tap another merfolk, you can return a creature card with mana value 3 less from the graveyard to the battlefield for 3 mana. Not too bad. Got the Outrider, Farewell, and Lorwyn, Imperfect Naturalist, interesting card for black-green hybrid. It's a 1/3 Elf Druid. When it enters, mill 4 cards, and you may put a creature or land card from among the milled cards on top of your library. I like to think of it more of as a surveil, where you're surveilling 4, but you only get to choose one of those cards to keep on top, and the rest go to your graveyard. It's more like Surveil 4, but Surveil 4 would be pretty broken. And you can also tap hybrid black-green, tap, discard a land, and make a worm equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard. So you could build around this guy. Could be fun. Got the Nightmare Sower, a fairy assassin, 3 and a black. It's a 2/3 flying lifelink. And whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Could be fun in the Blight deck. Might test it out if there's enough instant speed stuff, but if not, fairies always love to do flash things. So pretty cool there. And we got one of the alt art planes, the nighttime planes. Let's take a look at that windmill side by side here. So here's the daytime and the nighttime. Gotta love it. And the Kithkin token here. All right. Almost done with the box. Let's see here. Man, hoping for an Oko, but I think we might have pulled the mythics that we could out of this box. Got Liminal Hold, Archer. Still want to see things like Grub, Brute. Got the Malice, Blossom Bind, Sneakling. We got the Weary Farmer, Gift. Gives some flying for 1. Dawn Glow. Prisma Basher. Trample, Vivid. Cares about the number of colors. And we got Endblaze Epiphany. For X and red, instant speed, Endblaze Epiphany deals X damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, exile a number of cards from the top of your library equal to its power. Then choose a card exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Okay, so you only get to choose 1 out of those, but you do get to exile a bunch of cards to choose from. Seems pretty cool. And we got Bridget, a flip side card. Got the Prideful Feasting back here, but let's take a look at this. For 2 and a white, it's a 3/2 legendary creature, Kithkin Warrior. When this creature enters or transforms into Bridget Clacklan's Heart, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. Very cool. And at the beginning of your first main phase, you may play green. If you do, transform Bridget. So when you do that, she transforms into Dawn's Mind, Kithkin Soldier, it's a 3/2, and you can tap, add green or X white, where X is the number of other creatures you control. So you can get a bunch of mana into your mana pool with her. Seems like a really fun card to put in a Selesnya deck or maybe some Asban decks with a bunch of tokens running around. Definitely happy to see Bridget here. Gonna put it in a couple decks. Let's see what else we got here at the close. Only 2 more left here. All right. Come on. There we go. Packs are opening up all strange. Got the Embrace, Tweeze, the Blighted Blackthorn, Unexpected Assistance, Keep Out, the Guide, the Spikeling, Morkant's Eyes, and Elf Enchantment. Beginning of your upkeep, Surveil 1 for just 2 mana, and then later you can sack it, create X 2/2 black and green elf creature tokens, where X is the number of elf cards in your graveyard. It could be a cool way to draw through your deck or shift through it. Got the Elf Clack Clan Festival, Lasting Tarfire, great card. And we got High Perfect Morkant. Happy to get this rare for 2 black green. It's a 4/4 Elf Noble legendary creature. When High Perfect Morkant or another elf you control enters, each opponent blights 1. So they put a -1/-1 counter on a creature they control. You can tap 3 untap elves you control and proliferate. Activate only as a sorcery. So it could be a fun way to build that Anti-Ul deck out, is to put more elves in, put High Perfect Morkant in with a bunch of elves, and and get that trigger each time an elf enters your opponents, including the High Perfect Morkant. So it's just perfect by herself. But man, gotta love the High Elf Nobles here. And we got Wickermaw with a nice nighttime plains as well. Happy to see more of these. Awesome. Well, it's been a pretty great box. Love those cards. Haven't seen them yet out of all the stuff we've opened, so I can't complain. And that Spike Fright Tyrant paid for half the box, I believe, so let's see what we can get next here. We got the Sentence, Distractor, we got a Preacher, Midnight Telling, not too bad rate, Feed the Flames, Dream Caesar, Chaos Spewer, Extractor, got the Sower, Emissary, Hurler, and we got Mutable Explorer. So happy to see this guy. I've been wanting him for a bit. For 2 and a green, it's a 1/1 Shapeshifter Changeling. So it's every creature type, and when this creature enters, create a tapped Mutavault token. It's a land with tap, add colorless, or you can pay 1, and the token becomes a 2/2 creature with all creature types. It's still a land. Happy to see this front-running card from the set for the Shapeshifters. Might put it in my Tifa deck, but it's got a bunch of applications. I might put it in the Blight deck just because it ramps you a land, gives you a whole land when it enters, and it's an elf. It's a goblin. It does all the things. So happy to see this guy. And we got the Mauler and a nice foiled mountain back here. But wow, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, we've got pack videos every single day, and I recently released the Blight deck review with some upgrades from the main set that can be added to that deck. Definitely going to put the High Perfect Morkant in, and that Spine Rock Dragon. Oh man, I might have to put him in my Dragons deck, but I may just have to put him in the Blight deck to go full force with the Wither. We'll see how many instances of sorcerers I've got with a single target. Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next one.